What if I told you that the moment you face adversity, the moment life knocks you down, you've already won half the battle, because it's in the struggle, in the pain, where true power is born. Pause. You're sitting there thinking everything's falling apart, but what if that's exactly where you need to be? By the end of this video, you won't just survive your toughest times, you'll thrive through them. Let me show you how. Embrace the struggle. You're standing at the foot of a mountain looking up, and it feels like there's no way you'll ever make it to the top. You feel small, you feel overwhelmed. But I'm telling you this, that mountain you're staring at, it's not your enemy, it's your teacher. The pain, the doubt, the struggle, they're not there to break you, they're there to build you. This is the moment where your character is forged. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you learned something truly valuable without facing some kind of difficulty? When was the last time you achieved something without encountering a challenge that tested every part of you? The truth is, growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. Success doesn't come to those who seek to avoid the struggle. It comes to those who embrace it. Think about the greats throughout history, people like Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison, or Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before creating the light bulb. These individuals didn't rise to greatness in smooth, effortless moments. They rose because they chose to face their challenges head on. They chose to see struggle as the very fuel for their success. Mandela didn't just fight for freedom, he fought for the strength that would later inspire millions. Edison didn't just look at his failures and see defeat. He saw countless lessons that brought him closer to his vision. Now look at your own life. Every time you've hit a wall, every time life has seemed to knock you down, you had a choice. You could have given up. You could let that obstacle define you. But instead, you're here, fighting. The fact that you're still standing despite everything life has thrown at you is proof of your strength. I want you to understand this deeply. The struggle doesn't define you, it refines you. It tests your limits so you can break through them. Think of it like a blacksmith hammering iron. The heat, the pressure, the pounding, none of it is comfortable, but every strike makes that metal stronger, sharper, more resilient. And that's exactly what the struggle does for you. It's shaping you into the person you're meant to become. There's a reason why the people who face the greatest challenges in life often come out stronger and more powerful. It's because they've learned to lean into the discomfort. They've learned to use it rather than be consumed by it. And you can do the same. The next time life throws a curveball, don't run, don't hide. Step up to it, welcome it. Let the struggle teach you something. Let it build your resolve, your mindset, your resilience. This doesn't mean you have to love the pain. It doesn't mean that you won't feel tired, frustrated, or even broken at times. But it means you've made a decision. You will not be a victim to your circumstances. You will not let the weight of your struggles crush you. You will rise every single time because you know that's what you're made for. Here's the truth. You cannot become the person you were meant to be without facing adversity. So the next time you're in the trenches feeling like you're losing, remember, the struggle is not your enemy, it's your greatest ally. Embrace it, use it, because this is the moment you stop surviving and start thriving. Reframe your mindset. The biggest battle you'll face in life isn't with the world outside, it's with the thoughts inside your head. I want you to think about something. How many times have you let your perception of a situation determine your reality? How many times have you told yourself you can't do something because the odds seem too high or the challenge too overwhelming? I'm here to tell you that your mindset is the single most powerful tool you have to shape your life. And when you learn how to reframe the way you see your struggles, you'll transform everything. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been in a tough situation where at first it seemed impossible? Maybe you were in debt, struggling with a breakup, or facing failure at work. At that moment, you could have looked at it one way. This is too much, I can't get through this. Or you could have shifted your perspective. This is tough, but I'm stronger than I think. This is my opportunity to learn, to grow, and to rise. The choice is always yours. Reframing your mindset isn't about pretending that the struggles don't exist or that they don't hurt. It's about recognizing that the way you interpret your experiences has the power to change your entire reality. It's the difference between seeing a setback as a failure or as a stepping stone to something greater. Think of someone like Michael Jordan. Do you think he would have become the legend he is today if he'd accepted the idea that his failures, being cut from his high school basketball team, facing rejection after rejection, were the end of his story? No. He reframed every rejection as a lesson. Every setback is preparation for something greater. This is where the power of mindset comes in. The brain is wired to protect you from pain and discomfort, but that can also keep you stuck in a cycle of fear, doubt, and hesitation. Your mind will tell you that things are impossible, that the obstacles are too big, that you're not capable. But you are the one who has the power to decide what's true. And when you begin to see every challenge as an opportunity, you unlock a new level of power within yourself. The way you respond to setbacks is what defines your path. Think about the most successful people you know, the ones who faced incredible hardships, like Oprah Winfrey, who was told she was unfit for television, or J.K. Rowling, who received rejection letter after rejection letter. If they had believed the narratives that others tried to place on them, they would have stopped before they ever started. Instead, they chose to see the no's as not yets and the obstacles as opportunities to push forward. Reframing isn't just about thinking positive, it's about choosing a perspective that empowers you. It's about understanding that the situation you're in right now, no matter how tough it is temporary. It's the storm before the calm. It's the fire that's forging you into a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. Let me give you a tool. When life knocks you down and you're faced with a challenge, take a step back, ask yourself, what is the lesson here? Shift your focus from the problem to the potential solution. What can you learn from this moment that will make you stronger, wiser, more prepared for the future? Every time you reframe your thoughts, you're building the muscle of resilience. And over time, that resilience will become your default state. Your mind is the lens through which you see the world. If you change the lens, you change everything. And when you master the art of reframing, you'll stop being a victim to your circumstances and start becoming the creator of your own destiny. Take control of your emotions. When life gets tough, when you feel like the world is spinning out of control, it's easy to let your emotions take over. Fear, anger, frustration, sadness, they rise up, they overwhelm you, and they start to dictate your action. But what if I told you that you have the power to control those emotions, to not let them control you? What if you could turn your emotional state into the fuel that drives you towards success instead of the chains that hold you back? Here's the truth. Emotions are not something that happens to you. They're a response to your thoughts and beliefs. If you want to change the way you feel, you have to change the way you think. Let me give you an example. Think about the last time you felt really angry. Maybe it was over something trivial. Someone cut you off in traffic, or someone didn't meet your expectations. For a moment, that anger took over, didn't it? It clouded your judgment, made you feel small and out of control. But in that moment, did you know you had a choice? You could have chosen to see it differently. You could have taken a deep breath, shifted your perspective, and realized that getting angry wasn't going to serve you. It wasn't going to solve the problem. It was only going to drain you. What separates those who thrive from those who struggle isn't that they don't feel emotions. It's that they don't let their emotions run the show. Instead of reacting impulsively, they respond with intention. They pause, they breathe, they create space between the trigger and their reaction. This is something that the most successful people in the world understand. Your emotional state is a choice. And when you learn how to take control of it, you unlock a level of power that most people never tap into. Take, for example, someone like Viktor Frankl. This man was a Holocaust survivor who endured unimaginable suffering in concentration camps. Yet in his darkest moments, he found a way to control his emotional response. He realized that even though he couldn't control his circumstances, he could control how he responded to them. Frankl's ability to master his emotional state became his lifeline, and in doing so, he found purpose, strength, and clarity amidst the chaos. This is the power of taking control of your emotions. It allows you to create meaning even in the most challenging time. Another powerful example is Oprah Winfrey, who's built an empire on emotional intelligence. She faced abuse, rejection, and hardship, but instead of letting her past dictate her future, she chose to heal, grow, and focus on what she could control. Oprah has always said, "I am responsible for the energy I bring into any space." That responsibility comes from understanding that your emotions are not just reactions, they're decisions. And when you take responsibility for them, you shift from being a passive victim of your circumstances to an active creator of your reality. Now, let's get real. We all have emotional triggers, things that make us feel overwhelmed, frustrated, or defeated. But here's the key. When you feel that emotional wave coming in, you have the power to step back and choose how you're going to respond. This isn't about suppressing your emotions. It's about mastering them. It's about realizing that your emotions are there to inform you, not control you. The next time you're faced with a challenge, take a moment before reacting. Ask yourself, what's the best emotional response I can have here? What will move me closer to my goals? Every time you practice this, you're building the mental muscle that allows you to stay calm, focused, and powerful in any situation. Over time, your emotional intelligence will become your greatest asset, and your ability to control your emotional state will become the difference between surviving and thriving. Remember this, emotions are tools, not weapons. When you learn to use them wisely, they can propel you to heights you never thought possible. So take control. You're not a prisoner to your emotions, you are their master. And when you take charge, you unlock a power that can change everything. Have a vision bigger than your struggles. When you're in the midst of a struggle, it's easy to feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. Every day feels like an uphill battle, and the road ahead seems never ending. But I need you to hear this. The greatest weapon you have against adversity is a vision so powerful, so compelling, that it pulls you forward, even when everything around you is falling apart. The reason so many people get stuck in their struggles is that they don't have a vision bigger than the pain they're going through. When your focus is solely on the problem, it consumes you. It's all you can see. But when you have a vision that transcends the struggle, something that excites you, drives you, and connects to your deeper purpose, everything changes. That vision becomes the light in the darkness, the guiding force that pushes you to keep going when your mind tells you to quit. Let me give you a real-world example. Think about Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs didn't build Apple to make money or create a job for himself. He built Apple because he had a vision of changing the world. He wanted to revolutionize technology, to make the tools we use every day more intuitive, more powerful, more connected. And when things got tough, when he was ousted from the company he founded, when the world told him he was finished, he didn't give up. Why? Because his vision was bigger than his struggles. His mission was greater than any setback. And it's that vision that not only pulled him through the hard times, but also propelled him to some of the most incredible achievements in business history. Think about Oprah Winfrey. Oprah had every reason to quit. She faced abuse, rejection, and racism. She was told she was unfit for television, that she wasn't good enough, that she'd never succeed. But Oprah had a vision that was bigger than her circumstances. She didn't just want to be a successful talk show host. She wanted to create a platform where people could share their stories, where they could be heard, understood, and validated. And when life knocked her down, that vision kept her going. It was that vision that helped her rise above the struggles, the rejections, and the pain. Oprah didn't let her struggles define her. Her vision for the future defined her. Now, I want you to look at your own life. What is your vision? What's the thing that makes you excited to get up every morning, even when everything feels like it's falling apart? If you don't have that vision, now is the time to create it. Without a clear vision, you'll be drifting, reacting to life rather than creating it. But with a vision, something powerful enough to stir your soul, you will find the strength to move forward, no matter the obstacles in your path. A vision bigger than your struggles doesn't make the challenges go away. It doesn't erase the pain, but it gives you a reason to keep going. It gives you the fuel to push through when every part of you wants to give up. When the storms of life hit, your vision will be your anchor. It will be the thing that reminds you why you started in the first place. So I challenge you, look beyond your current struggles. Ask yourself, what am I really here to achieve? What legacy do I want to leave? What impact do I want to make? When you've got a vision that excites you, that challenges you, that pushes you to grow, you'll find that nothing, no obstacle, no struggle, no setback can hold you back, because your vision will always be bigger than your struggles. And when you live with that kind of purpose, you won't just survive, you will thrive, get comfortable being uncomfortable. We all want comfort. We want the easy path, the smooth road, the predictable, the familiar. It's human nature to crave comfort. But here's the truth. Comfort is the enemy of growth. If you want to stay where you are, if you're content with mediocrity, then by all means, stay in your comfort zone. But if you want to grow, if you want to reach the highest version of yourself, you need to get comfortable with discomfort. Let me take you back to a moment in your life when you faced something difficult, something that made you feel uncertain, vulnerable, and maybe even scared. Maybe it was taking a new job, starting a business, or making a big life change. What happened? I'll tell you what happened. You were forced out of your comfort zone. And you know what? That's exactly where the magic happens. The moment you step out of your comfort zone, you open yourself up to growth. You open yourself up to the unknown, and it's in the unknown where the greatest potential lies. Think about someone like Elon Musk. Elon didn't get to where he is today by playing it safe. Every step he's taken, whether it was launching SpaceX, investing in Tesla, or going after Mars, has been uncomfortable. He faced failure after failure, rejection after rejection, but each time he took that discomfort and turned it into a driving force that propelled him forward. And that's what you have to do too. You can't be afraid of failure. You can't be afraid of discomfort, because those things are signals that you're on the right path. Let's talk about another example, Serena Williams. Serena is known as one of the greatest athletes of all time, but her journey was far from easy. She's had to deal with doubters, physical challenges, injuries, and setbacks that would have stopped most people in their tracks. But Serena got comfortable being uncomfortable. She pushed herself to the limit, not only physically, but mentally. She faced the pressure, embraced the discomfort of competition, and used it to sharpen her focus and determination. Every time she stepped onto the court, she embraced the discomfort that came with being the best. And that discomfort is what led her to greatness. So why is it that so many people avoid discomfort? The reason is simple. It feels risky. It feels unsafe. But here's the truth. If you're never uncomfortable, you're never growing. Comfort may feel good in the short term, but it creates stagnation. It makes you complacent. You'll start to believe that you don't have what it takes to succeed, or that the obstacles are too big to overcome. But when you step outside your comfort zone, you build the mental and emotional resilience that separates those who achieve great things from those who stay stuck. Here's a powerful mindset shift. Discomfort is not your enemy, it's your ally. Every time you feel fear, anxiety, or resistance, it's a sign that you're stretching beyond what you've known. It's a sign that you're about to level up. So when you feel that discomfort rising, don't back down, don't shrink, step into it, welcome it. It's the sign of progress. Every time you embrace discomfort, you're teaching yourself that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. And that confidence will carry you to places you never thought possible. The next time you're faced with something that makes you feel uneasy, remember this. The discomfort is temporary, but the growth is permanent. Embrace it. Get comfortable with the uncomfortable, because that's where your greatest breakthroughs happen, and that's where your true potential lies. Build a support system. When you're facing tough times, it's easy to feel like you're all alone. You might think that the weight of the world is on your shoulders and no one can understand what you're going through, but here's the truth. No one is built to carry that burden alone. If you want to survive and thrive through the hardest of times, you need to surround yourself with the right people. People who believe in you, challenge you, and stand beside you when the world seems to be falling apart. You need a support system. Let me give you a real example. Think about the great Nelson Mandela. For 27 years, he was imprisoned, separated from his family, his people, and everything he knew. But even in that darkness, Mandela never truly stood alone. He had his comrades, his fellow activists, his mentors who were with him in spirit. And once he was released from prison, he didn't stand on his own when he fought for his country's freedom. He had the support of millions of South Africans who rallied around his vision. He understood that no matter how strong you are, no matter how big your dreams, you can't achieve greatness alone. You need people who will push you, support you, and be there when things get tough. Let's talk about another example, the legendary Maya Angelou. She was raised in an abusive environment, faced rejection, and struggled through many hardships. But Maya understood the importance of a strong support system. She found strength in her circle of friends, mentors, and colleagues who helped her become the voice that would inspire millions. Maya Angelou was known for her beautiful words, but it was the people around her who helped amplify her message. No one is an island, and without that support, those moments of greatness may never have materialized. You see, the people you surround yourself with shape your experience. They either lift you up or bring you down. If you want to succeed, you have to build a community that believes in you, even when you doubt yourself.